So we are back here on the Choose954 podcast with good friend Alexa Rose Carlin of the
Hello,
Women Empower
everyone.
Expo. If you guys didn't know about Choose954, we started a social movement to cultivate culture and community in Broward County, where I'm from. So we aim to keep people to know with all the cool things that are going on, to make this a better place to live and not just a better place to vacation. And with the podcast, we like to connect you with amazing people in the community like her that are doing great things like the Women Empower Expo. So without much further ado, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Alexa. I am the founder and CEO of the Women Empower Expo. My hair is covering the shirt. So I started WEX in 2016 with the mission to create a thriving community of female leaders, entrepreneurs, executives, to really come together to connect and collaborate. And it really was on this, I saw a need in the community in South Florida specifically, where there was tons of women doing amazing things, but nobody knew each other. Everyone just stayed within their own industry or own paid membership group. And I wanted to create this one-day event that really brought women together, because I believe that in order for us to create a positive change in our own lives, in our community, or in the world, we need to connect and collaborate. And so since 2016, hosting the first event at the Fort Lauderdale, Choose954, Convention Center, we've gone on to host it in Washington, D.C. twice. And on November 10th, we're gearing up for the third annual WEX in Fort Lauderdale.
Awesome. And then for those that don't know you, why don't you give us the short version of who Alexa Carlin is?
So I'm a public speaker, and I got started speaking after a near-death experience that I had while I was in college that really changed my entire life. But it wasn't like I had this crazy near-death experience and then started a business. I started my first business when I was 17 years old. So I've always been on this mission to make a difference in at least one person's life every single day. And so since this journey at 17, my first business was designing jewelry for an LA-based fashion company. Then I went on to start a blog called Hello Perfect to help instill confidence in young girls and women. Went on to, through that movement, got in touch with Mark Cuban, Steve Madden, Shaquille O'Neal, Rebecca Minkoff, all these amazing celebrities who joined on to this movement to redefine perfection so it doesn't cause you self-doubt in the back of your mind, and you redefine it to help you become the best you possible. But through that, that's when a few months before graduating from the University of Florida, I had this crazy near-death experience. And for years, I kept on asking myself, why did this happen to me? And then I finally changed my perspective on the situation, and I gained this passion to share my story and figure out a reason why it happened for me and not to me. And so through public speaking, I travel the country as a public speaker, speaking at conferences, colleges, corporations, and run the Women Empower Expo.
And throughout that journey and the beginning stages of Alexa's speaking career, that's how we connected when she gave a talk at a monthly breakfast lecture series that I recall as being my aha moment, that she was speaking on the topic of language. And it's not that we speak the language of English, Hebrew, or Spanish. It's if you speak the language of positivity, you're going to be positive, and if you speak the language of negativity, you'll portray negativity. But more so than that, the part that I took from it was to be genuine, be authentic, and pursue your passions. And that spark, that aha moment, the short version is to have me start a food blog, because I was going to restaurants, taking pictures of food, and I wasn't really doing anything with it. And food blogging got me to get invited to events and media tastings. Media tastings had me meet marketing PR folks. Meeting marketing PR folks made me realize I could do these events too. And lo and behold, that laid the groundwork to start the Choose954 social movement. Art Fort Lauderdale, the Art Fair on the Water, Fort Lauderdale Art and Design Week, and a lot of other things, including our own monthly breakfast lecture series called AAF Creative Zen. So you never know what the impact of a talk will give, let alone a talk that she gives
that's incredible.
might have on your life. So
I'm so happy that you sat in that talk.
Yes, how about that?
And I was so nervous. That was Creative Mornings. I was so nervous because like they choose the global theme of language, and I was like, I remember at like 11 o'clock at night, the night before, I was like, how am I going to incorporate this theme? Because I only know how to speak English. I was like, and then all of a sudden at midnight, it was like, oh, like I got it where, we don't speak only one language in all parts of our life, so.
And in context, that was January 2016, so that was before WEX, that was before Be a Public Speaker, and that was before really, you had this shift in your career, and it's been a beautiful thing to watch that transgression and watch you grow and flourish into this powerful female entrepreneur. But so going back to actually, I guess, 2016, before you started WEX, why don't you tell us a little bit of the why behind why you started the Women Empower Expo?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different reasons to why I wanted to create this event. The main one was a personal experience of seeing how much community empowers you. Really, like I believe that community fuels empowerment. When you feel supported, you can basically do anything because you always know that there's people that have your back. Like think about it. When do you feel most confident? When you're with your friends, when you're not alone, when you're in a familiar environment. And so as a solopreneur at the time, running my own company as a public speaker and a blogger and all that stuff, it could get very lonely. And even if my team's virtual still today, like all over the world, but it's still like I have the community of support now. And so what inspired that why was when I was struggling with my autoimmune disease, which came on after my near-death experience, I started sharing on social media through Periscope, which was before Instagram Live, Facebook Live, the olden days. And because I was too sick to be out in public and speak. So you have to figure out a way to make it happen. And I started sharing vulnerably and authentically live streaming Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., morning motivation with Alexa. And there was this beautiful community of support that showed up every single morning and was there for me. Even during the days that I was like, hey guys, I don't really feel like I can motivate you right now. I'm not feeling well. They were still there. And that fueled me every morning to keep on going. And so I wanted to take this online community offline and because I've seen what community can do for others, and really the why on a personal level, and that's like what we hope WEX will, the impact WEX will have, is for you to not only gain the tools and knowledge to equip you with what you need to get to that next level, but find that community of support that will help you along the way, because it is challenging. But also on a personal level, it's like I can't imagine myself doing anything else. Like when I'm not pursuing my dreams, I don't find as much joy as I do when I am.
Sure.
And so that's that personal why, which I think it's important to have both, like the personal selfish why, because that drives you during the challenging moments, and it's the why of like why are you doing what you're doing for the community, for the world, for your industry, whatever it may be.
And around that time, as well as we were starting Choose954, we found that there wasn't so much a sense of community in Broward County, where I'm from. And people were very siloed. So many people at that time, I started it before the Art Walk in June of 2016, didn't know about the Art Walk. So I wanted to show people through social media and visual storytelling and live streaming all the cool things that were going on, specifically the people that I grew up with in Coral Springs, that I felt if they could see all the cool new things that were going on, it would give them reasons to choose 954. And lo and behold, 2 and almost a half years later, now the Art Walk has grown from about 1,000 to 2,000 people a month to about 4,000 to 5,000 people a month. It is our greatest community event of the month. It happens to be tonight, 6 to 10 p.m. in Flagler Village, which is Fat Village in Mass District. But now I'm constantly reminded and told by artists and supporters and community members of the impact of connecting people, of sharing these experiences. We don't we don't live in South Florida to just go to work and go home and go to sleep. You know, you have to have a play element of live, work, play. So throughout Alexa's transformation and growth and through our friendship, it has really had a profound impact on me as a community builder, and now sharing with you guys on the Choose954 platform the impact of community, the impact of being connected and engaged. And I really feel now we're so much further along than we were in 2016 in terms of people, you know, engaging with the arts and engaging with community.
Oh, the growth. Yeah, I've seen your growth too since we met. Like, it's been, I mean, you put Fort Lauderdale on the map of where you don't just have to go to Miami for this stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was really the goal.
Right.
So you never know.
And I mean, someone that like you want it every single weekend to have like cool stuff to do in your backyard, because it's not every day that you could drive an hour, whatever, into to Miami or West Palm for that type of stuff. So,
yeah. You want to be able to take pride in your community. You want to be able to ride your bike or walk to cool stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what kind of impact, you know, a speech from Alexa will have on you and maybe in shaping in your community. And I'm really glad to pay it back and pay it forward. And now we have people like Greg Young, a good friend of mine that started the Backpack Barber Foundation. Now he's going out and giving back through his craft, giving haircuts to the homeless with a backpack full of hygiene supplies. So you never know what the impact will be. With that being said, what can people expect to see and find at WEX this year?
Yeah, so before I jump into that, I want to just touch on what you said. You never know the impact one person can make, and that really is what WEX is all about. Like, you have no idea. One connection can literally change your life. Mm-hmm. And it's about getting out there and meeting people and sharing what you're doing. And so at WEX, that's what you can expect. I always say, like, WEX is not another networking event that you're just coming and going home with a bunch of business cards. Like, that's not what it's about. You'll go home with a bunch of business cards, but you'll have a connection to each one. It's more than just, hey, I'm Alexa, I'm the founder of the Women Empower Expo. That's great. And it's great that you're founder of Choose954, but who are you, right? Like, that's just a title on our resume. If I'm not gonna share my story behind it, then there's no real connection. And that's what you can expect at WEX. This thousands of empowered women and men are welcome. And I encourage men to come out and see what's going on and support powerful women for sure, because they're leading the change as well. So you can find real connection. And we've had stories where people have said that since they attended WEX last year, their business and life has completely changed. They met business partners that created events together. People created podcasts together. A woman invested in another woman's business when they were sitting next to each other, watching a speaker in a breakout room. And because it's just that environment that I instill in my team, in our volunteers, in our exhibitors, in our speakers, it's that positive energy where everyone just wants to know, who are you? Like let's connect really and see how we can support one another. And that's really how business is made. That's why so many people have found success, because it's not just this one day event, it's this connection that's made in one conversation that can change your entire year, years to come. You never know, but that's why you need to come, because it's just about getting out there. And so, like, logistically, what you can expect at WEX, we have over 60 speakers, from keynotes to breakout workshops to panels. We have over 30 educational sessions that you get to choose based on your own passions, what you want to learn. Everything from how to invest in cryptocurrency and blockchain to the balancing act of how to be a thriving entrepreneur and a mom. So it really is going to be an amazing day. And then on top of that, we have 80 plus businesses in our marketplace, from services, products, pop-up shops, things to buy, shop, explore, local businesses to support, some of your favorite businesses that you can only find online. Now you can meet in person, which I think is so cool. And so you definitely want to take time to explore the marketplace. And then we have a mindset stage, which is going to be awesome, sponsored by Urban 108. We have a Zoho photo booth. We have our beautiful flower wall that's being built by Paper Blooms Forever. And some of our keynote speakers, Elena Cardone, Marcy Zaroff, Miko Branch, book signings by these authors. Like there's so much going on. But something new that is going to be this year, aside from our speakers that are always new, we have a VIP experience. So if you are further along in your career and you really want to get that intimate connection with our speakers, our sponsors, and one another, definitely look into the VIP ticket, because we have Friday night, we have a party that's at Stash, and it's going to be awesome. So it's like a 5 to 7 p.m. Friday night kickoff party where it's really intimate with our speakers and other VIP guests. And then at the event, we have a whole VIP lounge, which I'm so excited about. We have a candy bar.
What?
Yeah, we have a candy bar. We have a massage and reflexation station sponsored by Flexation. And so you can get like chair massages in between the sessions. We're gonna have all furniture for lounging, and then Miko Branch is giving all our VIPs gifts, and we also have a swag bag for all our VIPs. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So needless to say, and I can speak from experience having attended the last 2 years, was a speaker last year on a panel, and media sponsor last year and this year as well. It really is not just another expo or conference where it's, you know, you're just walking the halls of vendors and you know, and just local businesses. No, Alexa and her team really put a lot of thought and care into curating literally the layout, the flow, the programming, the different tracks that you can go on, the swag bags and the giveaways and all of that to make it truly a great experience. And it's not a super expensive thing. How much can you get tickets for?
Tickets start at $30 right now. General admissions, $30. That gets you access to all the speakers, the entire marketplace, so all of the programming. And then we have a social ticket for I think like $54 right now. That gets you a free t-shirt. And you get to attend the VIP party Friday night. And then the VIP ticket, which I just spoke on what you get, a t-shirt, all that extra stuff. But it's all on womanempowerx.com, or you could just even go to wexftl.com, WEXFTL.com, and find out all the different ticketing options and choose what's best for you. But the reason that we make it $30 is not because the ticket itself equates to, you know, look at other conferences, they're charging $250 and up. And it really is packed with value. But the purpose is we want to help make it accessible to as many people as possible. And when you are a startup, I understand that you have limited funds to spend. And so it really is like amazing things happen when people who are farther out in their career network with people who are just starting out, because you know, you can add so much value in both aspects, right? People say that, you know, some of my mentors say that I'm a mentor to them. They're much more successful and further along in their career, but it's just new ideas. And it's really that sharing of knowledge where it's just valuable for everyone involved. And we have, oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, Female Founders Pitch Competition.
Yes.
And so this year it's taking place on the main stage at the end of the day, I think 3:45 p.m., hosted by PS27 Ventures, which is this amazing incubator, accelerator in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they're coming down. I spoke at their I spoke at this event, Female Founders Forum. Yes, PS27 Ventures. There you go. And they're hosting it. We have some amazing judges. So you get to see everything that's happening and be part of it.
Awesome. So, and if, like I said, the ticket really is not as expensive as some conferences, some expos, like South by Southwest, where you're paying like hundreds of dollars to go to, and you get so much value out of it. Last year we raffled off a set of tickets. I think this year we'll probably raffle off a set of tickets on Choose954, so stay tuned for that. So obviously you're putting a lot of time into WEX, and it is a huge undertaking, as anybody knows that's put an event together before. But aside from WEX, what else is next for Alexa Rose Carlin?
Yeah, so besides WEX and speaking, I started getting, over the past really 4 years of being a professional speaker, I get asked so many questions how I built my business through public speaking, how to become more confident as a speaker, and how to really create that impact and income. So this year I launched beapublicspeaker.com, and it teaches entrepreneurs, go-getters, really leaders on how to grow their business as a speaker and how to really create that impact, but also that additional revenue stream. And so that's something I'm really focusing on. I'm adding things to the program, launching a few new products regarding that, and doing some consulting one-on-one with certain leaders in different industries. And then on top of that, my main focus is WEX, because next year we are growing to a third city.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't announced the city yet, but stay tuned because it's really exciting. I'm very excited to grow to a third city, possibly a fourth by 2020. And then I have a few other projects on the line. But for personally, in the next 5 years, I'll definitely have my book out by then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, save the date, November 10th. Broward County Convention Center, Greater Fort Lauderdale Conventions Visitors Bureau Convention Center, right on 17th Street. What's the times?
10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but registration does open at 9:30, and the first 150 people will get a gift bag.
Ooh, how about that? Get there early. WEXFTL.com. All over social medias, you can't miss it. And you can find her on social medias at
Alexa Rose Carlin.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in today to the Choose954 podcast. We hope to see you at the Women Empower Expo. Cheers.
Thanks.